Hey guys, if you guys are just joining, feel free to drop a comment, ask a question. I'm just on mute, but I'm monitoring any comments, so. So, what I'm trying to do here is when I deploy to Vercel, images that I have in my project editor are not deploying. And I don't know why. I really hope this works, because if this doesn't work, I'm probably gonna be out of ideas. This looks like it did exactly what I wanted to. Let's try to deploy again. Then as you can see in our Vercel dashboard, we'll see a deployment pop up. And then yeah, so that's our problem, is we're deploying over the REST API. We're calling API to get all of the project files in JSON, and then we're sending it through the Vercel SDK in the request body files. Deployments are working, but yeah, we're just stuck on this image issue. Please work. Ugh. I don't know if it's something on my end or perhaps on their end, as this is undocumented. Yeah, deployment automation. And it says that it doesn't say anything about files, and clearly files do work as I'm doing it now. I'm just having an issue with binary files. And as we can see here, we chop this off. Here's the app that we're building. Binary files not deploying. So the next hunch and the next road that I could go down is, I know they're pulling from Git. And if I were to pull from Git, that would work. So let's ask GPT Master how GitHub is returning these files. And then if I send them up the same way, it might work. How do you think GitHub is files? Let's actually send some more context up. Oh, I keep doing that. In my case, let's copy an entire code block. I think AI will interpret it better. In my case, I'm deploying over the REST API. It works, but I cannot view deployed images. No. Alright, so we're going to deploy again. And after we get the files here, we're going to console.log in. Oh. So when I deploy, oh, it's like stuck on a deployment or something. Deploy. Where are all my files at? Did something break? Did my endpoint break? No, it's still pending. Am I being rate limited or something? is happening? Huh, I wonder if like Vercel is rate limiting me or something right now. It has never taken this long. I doubt it's because of console.log. Or it could be because, yeah, let's restart our dev server. Let's check our remote VM that we're pulling the files from. I'm not seeing any crazy errors. Alright, our VM's online. Deploy. Oh, that worked. Alright, so console.log all the files. God, what could be causing this? I really want to get deploy to Vercel working. Maybe I should just try Netlify, but... So yeah, we're getting this one image PNG content type encoding base 64. If anybody's jumping on, if we're wondering what is going on here, so here in our app builder, we got a deploy to Vercel button. It works. We can view it on Vercel, but when we try to, oh, what? It just worked. Sweet. Alright, so that worked. Whatever just happened here, it worked. So we're gonna upload a new screenshot to our... Sweet. I didn't expect that to happen. Upload it to the remote project, cloud project, deploy it to Vercel. While that does its thing and deploy, I'm going to grab that image source. Wait for the deploy to complete. We can see the deployment in our dashboard. And then we can see it in Vercel with real time. They got real time, we don't. That's okay. At least you can see it. It's ready. Let's double check that this worked. Oh, PNG. Yep, sweet. Got files working. Let's just push that to Git. I don't know how I got sidetracked on this tonight. I didn't even know what I was going to focus working on. There's so much I still need to do. Vercel. Files. We're going to just say media files working. None of this is pushed to production, so I can just throw commits in as I'm working on this. And I try to keep my project clean. I try not to have any code in my project that I'm not using. So if I think it's important, what I do is I'll just commit it. And then if it's important enough where I wonder where it's at, I can go back in my commits and find it. Git type doesn't work. Alright, I think this is all good. So technically you can upload files now in our Bootstrap UI. You can upload them. So if you click public, you can open up any of these files. If you click public, it'll take you to an upload tool. Oh. But this is ugly. Sorry for the screenshot noises. This is like, it's buggy. I wonder if, yeah, I'm gonna, sorry, can I turn that down? Yep, I guess I could have turned that down the whole time. Alright, let's look at our file drop zone. So I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna new chat and cursor. And then I'm gonna take a chat design. So here's a big chat component. And I'm gonna tell it there is a drop feature in chat. Match that design only for this drop zone. So if you have like relatively good prompts and referencing other files, I've looked at this, but I don't think I like read through it line by line. Like, yeah, I didn't see this. This is some crazy stuff that I don't even understand, but which is fine. I mean, I could modify it as long as I'm comfortable maintaining the code that AI generates. We're in good shape. And it's just crazy that a lot of my code, I tend to spend a lot of time like reviewing code that are like crucial pieces of the application. Like here is, or AI side, that's a big piece. And then when we create VMs, this endpoint that does a whole bunch of stuff. So it just like verifies all state for beginners, and then yeah, some env stuff if the user creates from a starter kit, and then get the team. We verify if team, verify the user belongs to the team, verify the team's found, verify how many projects the team has created. So yeah, I spend a lot of time in this stuff, but if AI can handle small UI stuff, like drop zones and stuff, let's do it. Let's see what it looks like. Now it still looks the same, but oh, weird. So that was interesting. I don't want that to happen. So it only happens when I drop it over that. But if I were to drop it over the chat, yeah, that's what I want to happen. I guess it glitches out. Yeah, so that's dropping it in chat. I only want the overlay to be over the drop zone. Sorry, I'm just seeing a couple comments. Good morning, good evening. Yeah, it's like 1:48 in the morning right now. What tools do you use to vibe code? So I use Cursor. I don't use anything else except for Cursor. I've only played around with like tools like Lovable and Bolt just to honestly get inspiration of what I'm building, which is similar to Lovable and Bolt. So yep, just still looks bad. I have not tried Windsurf. I actually think I downloaded it. Yeah, I downloaded it. I never tried it. Let's try it right now. I have not tried Windsurf. I actually think I downloaded it. Desktop. So many lines of code. I wish there was a thing that told you all the lines of code that you ever wrote in your life, because it would be a lot for me. I guess with AI now it'd be hard to keep track anyways. Alright, Windsurf. Open folder. Does Windsurf share my data? I'm in New York time zone. That's funny, you're like the opposite. Alright, so I gotta turn on zero retention mode. I really don't know what the difference is, but they're both the same. Settings. Whatever. If they want this code, they can have it. Well, the thing is that if my AI code editor goes well, I would definitely be fine when white labeling it. Cursor, Windsurf, settings. That's kind of funny. In settings, the first thing is the cursor, as in the mouse cursor. It's just funny seeing that when these are both VS Code forks. Yeah, I don't know. I already want to go back to cursor. Is there Windsurf settings? That's what I was looking for. Okay. Allow cascading background. Open edit files. Web search. That's cool. I mean, I'm sure they got a lot of good stuff in here, but it's good for me to see it. User workshop and Windsurf settings. Oh, yeah, I think that's where I'm at now, actually. Anyways, let's see how far I can get on the free plan. Alright, I'm all discombobulated right now. Alright, this needs to go over here. This is my app. This is for cell deployment, so we'll put that over there. Here's Windsurf, cursor, and then our sandbox. Alright. It's just so weird looking at something else for me. Alright, let's see. File project drip zone. Oh, I gotta log in. Alright, I'll try cursor. Oh, Windsurf another time. Alright, here's our drop zone. I need light and dark. Also, simple drop. Make it modern and clean. I don't like the hover drop effect that's on. Alright, anyways, while that does its thing, I'm probably going to move on. I'll worry about styling this later. Which deck are you using? So, I'm actually using... So this is a Next.js project. This is a project that you're looking at, Next.js. And then our backend, this is the environment and the API that controls like file editing. That is just a Node and Express, and then I'm doing like some crazy proxy stuff with Nginx and also some proxy stuff with Rust, but I may go back to Nginx for that. Alright, yeah, this looks cleaner. This looks good. Ooh, that's kind of fancy. I kind of like that, actually. What's so weird is that if I hover over it once, and then I move back and hover over it again, it doesn't allow me to drop it again. That's so weird. If I don't drop it in time. Oh, I think it's the way I'm clicking down on my Mac mouse. Oh yeah, I click down harder and it releases it. Huh. I guess you gotta drop it within like a second. I wish I could shift and delete all these files. Let's tell AI to do it. Delete all images in. Alright, that's cool. So yeah, AI was able to run this command. Yeah, I opened up the VM to run any shell command, so AI essentially has free range to run shell commands, but alright, so that was cool. And then let's see here. I do want to make sure I'm only allowing image upload formats. Image upload. Where is accept? Yeah, okay, cool. Only allowing these upload files, max size. So actually make sure max size is 5 megabytes. And then on the back end, okay, file size 5 megabytes, cool. Alright. This is one other thing I wanted to change on this. It's the badge. So here I'm looking for max files, file rejections, upload progress, file size, item progress. I wonder if I could find a file that should error. Let's actually set the max size to something really small, 0, and we'll see if it errors. I want to see what the error upload state will look like. Oh, cool. That's fine. Let me check my to-do list. And we'll see if we could tackle some more features. Users can create initial projects if the team is not upgraded. Yeah, I do need to do that. Emails, oh, I don't want to do that right now. I think I do have that set up though. npm run email. Not found. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to show you. This is like React email. It's a super cool and efficient way to edit emails that are sent to folks. But I can't start my dev server. But I think AI can fix it. So this is pretty cool. If you were to spin up a project, have it set up so it's like you got your web, you got your mobile, you got your full stack, your back end, and then some starter kits. And then say if you're like an expo, I haven't built these starter kits out, I gotta like consolidate and master a lot of code. You can paste in the Firebase client SDK there, and then next Firebase equipped with resend, and then yep, so you got your auth, you got your backend. Pretty much the whole goal is like you do this, you prompt these, and then the AI will be trained on like the boilerplate code for the Firebase starter base project. So you kind of just like, hopefully it's really good at CRUD operations, but we'll see. Oh, that'd be easy if this works. Oh, I still need to hook up attachments from the prompt and then prompt the AI to send an image with the initial prompt. So yeah, this emails folder, it just have a couple scripts. Dev, email export. I don't know where I got this from. Probably GitHub. I think it was GitHub resend. Is this it? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I had this folder and I legit have just been copying this folder through projects. So npm I, npm run dev. This starts our email server at port 3001. And then I do want this to also work in the starter kit. And then here we see we got all of our emails that we send. And if I want to create a new email, like I'm going to copy account created. Actually, I'm going to copy tenant created. A new file. This one's going to be team created. And then we'll see it pop up here. And here's our team created. Hit up AI, make this template for a team created. And then I'm actually going to give the contents of my README because I got a whole bunch of just random stuff in there about the project. That's where it's like my Trello board for my project of anything that I want to jot down, ideas, just put it in here. Yeah, so a whole bunch of stuff. And then AI will make this an email for team. I'm trying to be a little quiet because my girlfriend's sleeping upstairs. Yesterday it took me 1 to 2 hours to set up S3, and of course gave me the problem I forgot to save my ENV. Man, I'm always so scared that when I do a live video, my ENV file is gonna pop up. So every time before I do a live stream, I go through my whole entire desktop and just take a peek, and hopefully I never accidentally open up an ENV file. But yeah, that sucks when it's such a small problem like that. What I usually do is yeah, sometimes I'll just like hard code my ENVs in the SDK before I move it over to the ENV. But it's a good practice probably to do it right, but from the start, because if you're in a rush you can miss and forget to put it back. Alright, team created email. Let's look. That's cool. And then to send these emails, let's go to app auth, API auth, sign up. I think I'm sending a sign up email. Yeah, so email template. And then we can, and here's how we send it. So I'll comment this to make it more visible. We're getting the email link from Firebase, email verification link, and then we're just resend email send using the resend SDK from to subject. And then you actually, here's where you pass the props. So we got email template, which we import from the email file path, and then the props that we pass to it. If we pull up that, we got the props, which are link, display name, team name, and it's an easy way for us to pass props into sending emails. You can use the AI Studio as your project manager. Put your README in AI Studio. I've definitely got to do that. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, that's a super cool idea. Honestly, I never thought about that. I do like the chat GPT memory. A lot of times I just have like an idea that I want feedback on. I'm just like, hey, yo, chat GPT, what's your thoughts on this? And it's just great. But yeah, I do certain things in AI Studio though. I did something pretty cool the other day. I'll see if I could demo it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play around with this some more. So you just paste your whatever, that's your to-do manager, so you just give it all your prompts and then you just chat with it like, hey, what should I do today? And it pops out. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll use it some more, but yeah, ChatGPT is kind of like my go-to, but I definitely want to experiment with all the tools and use them to their maximum capabilities. Alright, let's see, what else do we want to do? Let's do that. Let's paste in the README. Here, I'm actually going to just pause my stream real quick for a second. I'm going to take a brief look through this. I'll just make sure that there's nothing that I don't want to be shared with an AI. Alright, let me look through this. I don't think there is, but I'd rather just not send any ENV keys or anything like that, just in case. Yep, I think I'm good. I got so much random stuff in here. I really need to clean this up. It's like, alright, yep, copy all of this. I'm glad you told me that. First, enable history. Oh, enable saving. Hook up drive. What should I work on next? Oops. I actually did all of this stuff already. Done. Done. Would be nice to do diffs. Yeah. It says prioritize foundation stability and monetization. This is a must-have. Finalize the billing and upgrade path. This is the most crucial part of the business function. I have been fighting this and not wanting to come back to it. I worked on it like 4 days ago, and then I didn't like doing it, so I just started doing other things, I guess. Core user experience and onboarding. Yeah, this is all great stuff. Like, it couldn't be more like spot on. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Polish DX, future growth, your media stuff, billing. All right, billing it is. So, let's reevaluate where we're at. I swear I had a sandbox. What happened to my Rocco AI sandbox? There's no way. Maybe I did already create a Stripe account for this project. Log out. That's a huge thing that I'm super, like, if you're building anything, and if you're ever showing, like, an email, even if you're showing the user's email address, you should blur it on first load and make the user click an icon to view it. Yeah, here's my sandbox. I was honestly thinking, when you go to, like, the projects, if the user were to create an env file, right? Env. When you first click this env and you open it, I was actually thinking about showing a box here that says confirm reveal environment variables file. Just because if someone's doing, like, if someone takes a screenshot or something of their screen or whatnot, I don't know. Or if they're doing a live stream was a big one. But yeah, I do like that idea. And it won't be much to do, but yeah. env reveal. Alright, so let's go back to Stripe. Let's not get sidetracked. There's an extension that hides the env variables from. That's super cool. I definitely am gonna put that on my list of things to check out, because I would hate to leak my environment variables on a live stream. Alright, so we got this window opened up. We're gonna log in. So this, yeah, so let's actually do this. And honestly, billing is so complicated for this, because when a user creates a project, the development VM lives on fly.io. And yeah, I don't like this pricing. They got this thing, so pricing, it's the docs. Where's it at? So we pay, it's based on hours, so if it's on, if the VM is turned on for the full month, we pay our Vite apps that are just client side pretty affordable. I mean, we can use this as the host, which would be probably about $6 a month per user project, assuming that they're editing it. No, they probably would edit it like 20% of the month. There's no way that you would use all hours in a month on like a vibe coding app. I just don't see it. I could see like if someone's on Cursor, that would be huge, but Cursor runs locally. I don't know, I'm really trying to think about some ideas to make this platform like stand out, because honestly I want to make it as good as Cursor to actually make developers and people want to use it. I think you have to use Oracle Cloud to spin up development environments. Are you talking about Fly.io uses Oracle Cloud? All right, billing. So billing is handled at a team level. And then, being that it's building at a team level and I'm just scared, I don't want to create a product that requires debt for myself, because if our bills are higher than the money we're bringing in which they could be based on users' AI usage. So I had this top-up approach. Let me turn on Stripe webhook, npm, run Stripe. And then if I were to top up, those credits get applied. And then if they look at their billing, yep, we can see the top up, and we should also be able to see it in Stripe. Payments. Where's payment transactions? I don't know why it's not popping up in Stripe. You're in text mode. Well, let's create a new team. And that should create a subscription. And then teams can create more than one project. And it's, I don't know, like $20 a month per user. And then we'll give them like $10 worth of AI credits or something, perhaps. Now we create a team. Why am I not getting a subscription in Stripe? That's so weird. be. Let's put that back. Create team. Alright, so we're gonna console.log customer.id. Let's see if I show up in customers in Stripe. Yeah, this is so weird. I swear that this is a Stripe account that I'm using. I'm gonna just confirm my env file, so I'm gonna turn off the stream. Huh. Maybe I am using a different Stripe account for testing. Okay, yeah, transactions. This looks old. This is old. What happened to the Stripe account that this is connected to? This is so weird. Stripe subscription created. So weird. I don't know what other Stripe I would have tied this to. Well, alright, let's just stop messing around. Yeah, it should be the Stripe account. Oh, here's the Stripe account. That was so weird. I just spaced. Okay. Subscriptions. And then when we're creating the subscription, we're adding a team member seat. And then the other thing that gets confusing is we also, I don't know if I'm going to launch with this feature or not, but say for example, we'll create a project, yeah, so we're not going to deploy it yet. So we're creating the team. And then what I'm also going to do, creating the team. And then here, I'm going to create a subscription in my database. Yeah, create a subscription. No. And then we're actually going to create a type for this. And types common. We'll go down here. Some of these billing stuff. Isn't it better if it picks stacks for you? Yeah, I could see that. I think I may. I like having them, but I don't know. I like the freedom of just people being able to choose. But yeah, I could. Alright, here. Alright. So then what we're going to do is then we need to listen for a webhook of when this subscription is created. And then here, the subscription by Stripe, I'm actually going to add a scope in the metadata. And what this scope indicates is what collection in my database is tied to this subscription. That's just a way of I like doing things. So then here, go back to server, Stripe webhook. We'll leave this open, but that's not what I wanted. Stripe only allows invite only for India. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, there's. I wonder if there's some other payment gateways out there that you could use, but they probably won't be like Stripe. But I'm sure they all have their own quirks. This usage-based billing has not been fun to figure out with Stripe. Alright, where was I at? Stripe webhook API. God, it's like 2:30 in the morning here. I'm just super zoned out. Oh, API. I'm in the AI folder. I can't even find what I'm looking for. Webhooks. Stripe webhook. Alright, here we go. Now, I need case. I think it's Stripe. Subscription updated. Alright, Stripe webhook events. I think it's customer subscription updated. Yeah, that looks right. You know what? I'm gonna restructure this whole thing because I never liked this. I never liked doing switch statements to handle my webhooks. So what I'm gonna do, const and what this is gonna be an object. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. I just wanted to give me some sample events here. And then what I'm gonna do, and then here I'm actually gonna copy these events names, payment intent succeeded, customer subscription updated. So I only got 2 right now. That's fine. I've never done it this way before. We'll see how it goes. Something's wrong with my syntax. Alright, and then instead of the switch statement, I'm going to comment this out. And then what I'm going to do is alright. Because then I could throw an error in any of these. And then it should throw it here. Alright. And then here's how I'm calling that. So I just pretty much moved it away from a switch statement to calling a dynamic function that's passed in here. And then what I'm going to do, let's copy back this code and let's put it in the payment intent succeeded. Now let's test out this logic of just triggering webhook events by topping up an account, a team account. Yeah, I think that worked. I think it topped it up. 24, 34. Yep. All right. And then what this is doing is this is just taking the amount and then updating our database for the credits. And then this is the credit. So we're updating the same value that's right here. All right. Cons metadata. DB, and then here's where I did that scope thing. It's because I like doing this scope, and then I'm gonna do this cons allowed scopes as team if so now I do want to check something out, so I want to throw an error in here. Test, and then in this, alright, I want to make sure I get the error right here when I top up next time. Yep, got it, cool. Alright, customer subscription updated. And then here, you know what, let's first get the subscription. And then if it doesn't exist, bail. Alright. Now we need to send a test subscription event. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna then cancel this subscription. Yeah, I had a feeling it was gonna send this event. And then I receive this event, and then I delete the subscription from my database. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, let's do this. I do also need an endpoint. Oh, I do got an endpoint for me to delete our teams already. Mailgun was actually the first provider that I used, and then I just recently, and then I used SendGrid. I don't know, they made a change on their pricing, and I moved away from Mailgun, and then I used SendGrid for a bit, and then I became familiar with Resend, and I just really like Resend. It's just easy, quick to set up, and then it works great with their SDK to send emails. Alright, so I need to find the teams that I just created with. Yeah, delete this test team. This is all the fun stuff that involves a production application. You have fun building out the features, and then when it's time to do all the housekeeping stuff, the plumbing with subscriptions, authentication, emails, it's not fun. So here, customers. Alright. We're going to create a new subscription. Created today. Alright. So here we got 2 products, team member seats. And then let's do this. So when a user adds a user to the team. So here, let's do this. Users, invite. We're going to invite this user, and then they go to account, invites. Here's an invite. And I also need the team name to appear here, but alright. So when they accept that invite, I want to increase the quantity of the subscription. And then that should also send me a subscription updated event. So update subscription by product name. Users, invite ID, accept. So we're going to import, update. And then what I want to do, so then what I need to do is I need to get the team. We're going to put this in a try. Actually, no, we're good. Count users in the team. Do I already have a function for this? No, but we got count team projects. Alright, build a function that does this. Because then I gotta update the metadata on the subscription. Where was I at? Accept. Alright, so then what this function does is it gets the subscription item ID, and then I can't do this anymore. I need to update the line item. By the time I figure all this out, I'm going to be like so lost again. Yeah, and this is what sucks about coming back to unfinished code. You're just like in a different headspace. And it's hard to get in a state of flow. Alright. Invoice ID. How do I get the invoice ID? I'm going to change this to get subscription line item ID. So this gets the subscription from Stripe. And then plan, it finds where the price ID is equal to Stripe prices ID. And here's how I'm mapping everything, is through this. Because I want to pass in a friendly name of the price, and then it returns the price ID. Like, that's just to mentally make sense of that. But the problem that I have now get the invoice ID and update the quantity. So we're just going to send this key, update the quantity, team ID, key, quantity. Alright. So now the user accepts the invite. And I'm actually going to uncomment this. I'm not going to delete the invite just yet. Alright. We're ready to accept the invite and confirm that it's updating in Stripe. Alright, accept. Fail to update usage for key. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, this is not finding this. Alright. Here's where we do some debugging. Now, the first thing that I'm gonna do, I need to look at the subscription object. So in our accept, and I need to get the invoice item ID, invoice ID of the line item. Alright. Let's try this. Get subscription. getting the item ID of the subscription back. One step at a time, and which it should be this one. Oh, that's the price. Is that the same thing I got back? Yep, okay. But I need to get back the invoice. The invoice ID of the line item. Line item ID. Really? What is this? The invoice ID of the line item. Invoice item. Invoice line item ID. Invoice ID of the line item. Oh, here's the line item. Got it. So this function we're going to make it an object. Plan. Let's just return the whole entire plan and see if we can get the invoice. Whatever other ID it wants. Invoice ID. Description. Yeah, it's not in here. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Really? Alright, let's see if this works. Still no luck. Catch you later, man. Hope work goes well for you. I'm about to jump off. I need to take some sleep. But yeah, sounds good. Thanks for hanging out, man. Exercise. I just need to update quantity on this subscription. That's the only thing I need to be able to do. And what's annoying is Stripe had a I've done this previously. I did usage-based billing for this project, Clip Reply, and it was all based on media process minutes, bandwidth, cloud storage, interactions, and contacts collected and views. So I had it working, but they changed their API, and now I'm fumbling with it. All I need to do is update a subscription line item. That's it. And the error that we're getting is resource missing. You cannot set quantity from metered plans. And what's crazy is this. Alright, so let's go back here. Products. It's like it wants me to update their meter-based billing, which I've yet to understand. Let's see if this works. You know what? Let's try to update CloudFront app deploys with the old method. Alright, well, guys, I'm going to jump off because my brain is fried and I just can't think right now. So, thank you guys all for joining. Talk to all of you guys later.